crash happened so quickly and that car seemed to have come out of nowhere. You fell before you even realized things were slippery. Injuries can happen before you even have time to assess the situation. And then soon after that, calls seem to start. Insurance companies calling, asking for a recorded statement. Doctors, hospitals, and clinics want to know how you're going to pay for those medical bills. Your boss wants to know when will you be back to work. And you're left trying to deal with pain, medical appointments, missed work, and an insurance claim process that already feels completely overwhelming. If you were hurt in Coon Valley, you may be searching for a Coon Valley personal injury lawyer or a La Crosse personal injury attorney because you do not know what to do next. This is understandable. A serious injury in Vernon County or La Crosse County can involve a car crash, trucking accident, farming accident, trip and fall, or some other dangerous condition that causes injury. And Wisconsin personal injury claims can involve auto accident laws, premises liability rules, product liability statutes, insurance regulations and policies, and legal deadlines that you may not even know exist. I'm Craig Steger. I'm a personal injury attorney with more than 20 years of experience handling serious injury cases, including trials against big insurance companies when they refuse to do what is right. Here are 3 things you need to know after a Coon Valley personal injury. First, you do not have to give a recorded statement to the other person's insurance company, at least not without talking to an attorney first. Insurance companies like to make it sound like a recorded statement is just routine and you can't avoid it. They'll try to tell you that they just want your side of the story. But if you're still in pain, or maybe you're on medication, recovering from surgery, confused, overwhelmed, or just trying to understand how you're going to get through this, a recorded statement can create a lot of problems later on. Right after an injury, you may not yet know the full extent of your injuries. Heck, your doctors probably don't even know yet. You may not know whether there was any witnesses or whether there was any video that captured the accident that caused your injuries. You may not know whether there was a defective condition or dangerous product involved, or whether some regulation or safety rule was violated. You may not even know whose insurance company or insurance policy is responsible for your injuries. So before you give a recorded statement, you should understand who's asking for it, which insurance company they're calling from, whether you're legally required to give it, and how this might affect your claim later on. Now, that doesn't mean you should be dishonest. It simply means you should be careful before giving a statement to an insurance adjuster or anyone else from an insurance company. Second, if you can do so, photograph and document the scene or have someone do that for you. This is especially important when injuries arrive from temporary conditions. Ice eventually melts. That broken step, well, it finally gets repaired. The wet floor that you fell on, that gets mopped up right away. Cars, machinery, and other equipment, it gets moved, repaired, or sometimes lost entirely. If you can do it safely, try to take photos and videos from lots of different angles and distances. Try to show whatever condition it was that caused the injury, the surrounding area. Try to especially identify any vehicle damages or machinery involved, and if there's names or other information on the doors or sides of the equipment. If you can, show any skid marks, debris on the roadway, broken parts, warning signs, missing signs, lighting conditions, weather, anything else that may help someone later on understand exactly what happened. If you can, get names and phone numbers of any witnesses. Write down what happened while it's still fresh in your mind. And don't assume that someone else will preserve that evidence for you, whether it's the police, an insurance company, or anyone else. If there was surveillance video from nearby gas stations, homes, or other businesses, that may need to be requested quickly before it gets deleted or recorded over. In a Coon Valley personal injury claim, video evidence can be the difference between a strong case and an insurance company denying your claim entirely. Third, and probably most important, get medical attention and follow your doctor's recommendations. This isn't a time to try to tough it out. Delaying treatment can actually hurt your health, but it can also hurt your case. So get checked out. Tell the medical providers what hurts, where it hurts, and how painful it is. Now, don't exaggerate, but also don't minimize either. If your neck hurts, tell them exactly where your neck hurts. If it's your back, which part of your back hurts, and what kinds of activities make it worse. If it's your shoulder, knee, head, ribs, or hands, let them know that as well, even if one particular part of your body is worse than the others. If your symptoms get worse over the next few days, report that too. Try to follow their treatment plan. Go to your appointments. If you're referred to physical therapy, complete the therapy even if you start to feel better. Insurance companies look for delays. They look for gaps in treatment, missed medical appointments. They look for any excuse to argue either that you weren't really hurt or if you were, that you recovered very quickly. Good medical care helps protect your health, but it also helps create that important documentation needed to prove what this injury did to your life later on to the insurance company or to a judge. A serious injury can affect your work, your family, your sleep, your ability to drive, your ability to work or farm, your ability to care for yourself and your home, just the way you live every day. And in the worst cases, a personal injury case can become a wrongful death case. When that happens, families need a wrongful death lawyer who understands Wisconsin law, local courts, insurance policies and regulations, and the real impact of losing someone because of another person's carelessness. After a serious injury in Coon Valley, Vernon County, or La Crosse County, the most important thing is not to rush into decisions that help the insurance company more than they help you. Be careful with recorded statements, try to preserve evidence, and get your medical care and follow through. If you have questions after a serious injury in Coon Valley or the surrounding area, feel free to call or text the number on the screen for a completely free consultation. In the meantime, if you want to understand what happens next, watch the next video on the screen or pin below where I explain the entire process of a Wisconsin personal injury claim from start to finish.